Hello everyone. This is going to be a little different than my normal stuff because I just realized that I've never done a who are you video. So this is pretty much going to be a who is this guy, where does he come from, and why should I listen to what he has to say? Well, this is primarily geared towards people in the AmpGuard community or the LARP community. There's other areas that I excel in, but AmpGuard is what I'm focusing on right now quite a bit. Primarily, and I'll get to that in the story. So, who am I? My name is Michael Trainer. I am most commonly known in AmpGuard as Syko. Syko has never once been my persona name. It's just real life nickname that followed me from the streets, and no matter how much I tried to get away from it, I couldn't. So I just started calling myself Syko or Syke. And for a short time, Sir Syko. My original persona name is Logan McTrainfear Grimwolf. I was first son of Rufus Grimwolf. I ran that persona for several years. When I moved at one point, I decided to walk away from that persona. And I created a new persona, which was Ador Moonferrel, a half-kinder, half-hill giant werewolf. Yeah. Amazingly, I never did drugs. But anyways, so my AmpGuard career. 1987, I was brought into Barraduin in Austin by a couple of friends that I'd grown up with, and we started playing AmpGuard. Had a great time. I was around during the transition from AmpGuard to High Fantasy Society. Was never really crazy about the High Fantasy Society rule set. At some point, Rufus and Wanderer and a few others got together and we went to San Antonio. We met with the newly formed Celestial Kingdom. We decided to go back to AmpGuard. And so we started Toromar in Austin. I'd have to go back and look at the old issues of the Star to figure out when that was. I'm thinking somewhere around 89, 90. I played AmpGuard for 16 years, off and on, more on than off. Around 97, I moved from the Austin area to Midland, Texas, and I founded Nine Willows. Ran that group for quite a while until we moved to Colorado. During all of this, I was given my masterhood for Master Owl and Master Dragon. I was then knighted by Sir Father Thomas at one of his events. I don't remember which one it was, but I was given my Knight of the Serpent. Several months later, in a fit of rage, I blew my temper. I threw my knight's belt on the ground and told AmpGuard what they could do with it. Actually, not AmpGuard, the Celestial Kingdom Board of Directors. So, walked away from my knight's belt at that point. And remember, this was somewhere around 99. I believe it was 99 or 2000. I moved to Colorado. Was active in AmpGuard up until about 2003. Shire of Seven Waters, I believe it was, in Colorado Springs. I walked away from AmpGuard completely around 2003. Around 2019, I started getting a little bit of a nostalgia bug and decided that I would come back. Or I would test the waters and see how things were. Came back, started coming out to a couple of the parks in the Austin area, and found out that there was a park being started, or a group being started close to me. So I helped start the Field of Nightmares, became the first sheriff of the Field of Nightmares, which I currently am, and we're up to date. So 16 years in, 16 years off. Hopefully, if my body will allow it, I'll continue for another 16 years. So, why was I knighted? Well, I was knighted primarily for weapon building, weapon construction, and for armor building. Few other things that I wouldn't say I excelled at, but I tried at. I played at Bardic. I've got a decent singing voice, but I have really bad stage fright. Doing this right now, this is actually really hard for me. I was very well known for my armor. In fact, Sir Knightlinks, who was my knight, he and I came up in leatherworking together. He is vastly better than I am, mostly because I'm a hobby magpie. I find hobbies, I get good at them, and I get bored with them, and I go on to the next one. So weapon construction, armor construction, that's primarily what I got knighted for. Now, weapon construction has come a long way since I got knighted. Plastidip was not a thing. I'm learning how to do that now. The forms of EVA foam. Back in the day, we were lucky if we could find 2-pound EVA foam. Now I'm using 6-pound EVA foam in some constructions just for its rigidity, its strength. Striking edges, I still always use 2-pound. But Omnis, always 2-pound, because that's just the way that it needs to be. What else do I do? Well, I'm an award-winning mead maker. I'm a home brewer. I've made hundreds of batches of mead, thousands of bottles. I've also collaborated with Texas Mead Works on a couple of their releases. If you can find BAM, that was a collaboration between myself and Mike Poole at Texas Mead Works. Also, they've recently released on draft a session mead called Pinehopple. And that's my recipe that they took and modified a little bit and have released it commercially. I'm also an award-winning miniature painter, which is amazing because I'm colorblind. The fact that I've won any awards at that at all surprises the heck out of me. But I've taken a lot of what I've learned from the miniature hobby and moved it to the leather hobby. So I do a lot of airbrushing on leather to get a better effect. The things that I will strive to teach in my videos, I'm going to try to teach airbrushing basics, a little bit of more advanced airbrushing techniques, what paints to use, what paints not to use. I will teach weapon construction. In fact, one of the first videos that I plan to do when I get serious doing this is how to build an Omni my way. You'll see a lot of videos out there where people are building the Boffer swords, and I look at those and go, yeah, that's great. You spent $5 building that sword that you're going to have to rebuild every month. My swords, when I sell Omnis, they come with a 6-month warranty. That means if it breaks down in any way under normal use, you can bring it back to me for the first 6 months and I will rebuild it free of charge, because I have so much faith in my construction that my stuff should last day-to-day use for 6 months before it starts breaking down and needs to be rebuilt. And my way of building weapons is not much more expensive than the really cheap Fun Noodle or pipe insulation or any of that stuff. It's not real expensive to do. I'll be doing some leatherworking videos. I'll be doing some pattern making videos at some point for leatherwork. I may do a duct tape dummy video for those of you who have no idea how to get a mannequin that fits your size. I'm 6'2", 260 pounds. Good luck finding a mannequin that fits that. So we made a duct tape dummy. One of my goals in doing these videos, in getting back into the crafts, the leatherwork, the foam crafting, the miniature painting, the mead work, or the mead making. All of these things are things that I'm going to start bringing to the Celestial Kingdom Dragon Master events, tournaments. And my goal is to win the next 2, 3, 4, 10, I don't know. There's a lot of really good competition out there. There's a lot of amazing crafters out there. And you guys are all fantastic. Keep it up and give me some good competition, because I love competition. I like to lose because it means that someone did something better than I did. And that just makes me want to try harder. So my goal, my overall goal, is to get my Knight's Belt back, to re-earn it. I was knighted for Master Owl and Master Dragon. That means that if I want to earn it right, I need Master Garber. I have 6. I'm working on it. And I barely sew. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. Anyway, folks, hopefully you got to know me a little bit better. And if you have any questions or anything you'd like to say, anything you'd like to see me do, hit them up in the comments. I'll respond. And it's good talking to you guys. Look forward to more videos.